This episode of the Rogue Deck Builder is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 source for games and gaming accessories, and by GatheringMagic.com, the #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and articles. Hi there, it's Kevin with Gathering Magic and Roguedeckbuilder.com, here with another match with the Rug Planeswalkers for the Rogue Deck Builder this week. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is a very would be an awesome hand. I mean, I keep this, but why isn't one of these an on-tap? As we could potentially get out of Domri very quickly. But no, we don't mulligan this. It's going to be a slow Domri, but this is a pretty amazing hand. This is basically just monsters here. Now, a card that I'm definitely thinking about running in here is Plukernos. We seem to have a ton of mana, and Plukernos with Profit seems very good. So hopefully I want an untapped land if that's possible. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter at this point because this is going to come into play tapped, Elvish Mystic, and then, yeah, so it's just going to be a third turn 3 Domri anyway. So I'm going to scry away any land here and any other sort of mana accelerant. Yeah, let's see, because of next turn, the following turn, we'll put it on the bottom. I don't think I need it at this point. Alrighty, so we're going to actually have either mono black or Esper control, which I do want to see this matchup. This will be a very key card if I can actually get it to stick. We will Mystic here and Temple of Mystery. And definitely want this card against any sort of control. So double Stormbright Dragon will be amazing if I can get him to stay out. It looks like to me it's going to be mono black. I could definitely get Thought Seized here. It's going to be Devour Flesh. That's fine. He has to Devour Flesh, a little Mystic. But again, now I kind of want that Stomping Grounds. As we're going to need to find lands. And we will put that one on bottom to try to dig for another land. Good thing about Domri is he'll find either a land on top, which we cannot draw, or wow, and our opponent seems to be a lot bit mana deprived here. Unless he drops one. But I mean, you think he'd have a third turn play. No, okay, so this is gonna be Esper. And we get to resolve a Domri. This is gonna be huge. And hopefully Stormbreast will get us here. A Carotid is not something I want to play at this point. I want to try to filter my deck to find a land. And we get that out of the way, which is awesome. Gets us closer to a land. Now he's got to think about either Detention Sphearing the Domri or just Mutavault attacking in. It looks like a D-Sphere is going to... A Hero's Downfall. Okay, that's fine. It got us a card. So that was a very good trade. And hopefully, again, we draw into a land here and we can double Carotid. Perfect. But at this point, we need to resolve something. Xenagos is probably the correct resolve. As Niv-Mizzet Drecogenius does not... I mean, he could just Supreme Verdict here. No, he doesn't have the white to Supreme. Gonna be a Thoughtseize here? No. It's gonna be a Jace? It's gonna be an Nightveil Spectre. Okay, so the Esper lists are actually running Nightveil Spectre because the format has become so inbred. What I mean by inbred is when like one deck is reigning supreme, and apparently in the last few tournaments, Esper Control had the most top 8 finishes. So we have a ton of players fanboying the Esper Control, and one of the main inclusions in the winning list was mainboarded Nightveil Spectres because how good they were against the mirror. So that is the reasoning for these. I'm not too worried about it. We got a Stormbreath Dragon. I can actually resolve a Xenagos. Which one is better? We'll see. Because I kind of want to just resolve a Xenagos. Well, Prophet, that makes it easy for me because then we can flash in. So, yeah, this gives us like a free turn. And he's got to try to do something about the profit. And at this point, I think I try to resolve a Stormbreath Dragon. Or just actually Niv Mizzet. Or do I want to run into a Supreme Verdict? Huh. I'm going to let him hit it because I'm going to try to resolve a Xenagos. No, we want to try to kill that. See if he counters it. I mean, he could have Bile Blight, but we still block the Nightveil Spectre. I'm really in trouble to a Supreme Verdict is the problem. Other than if I draw one more land, then I'm golden into the like Stormbreath Dragons. And if somehow this guy resolves, then that's a ton of card advantage the next turn. I will just immediately start pinging him for card advantage. And he could have an Azorius Charm. But it's probably like a Hero's Downfall. But it's going to use mana. Or a Doomblade. I'm thinking it's just going to be an Azorius Charm. Or a Supreme Verdict here. Yeah, the most logical thing for this would be a Supreme Verdict. And that does her, if we top deck into a land, then I'm really set, because then I can resolve a Stormbreath Dragon, hit him for 4, make him deal with the Stormbreath Dragon, resolve another one, hit him for 4, or, you know, go the Xenagos route. And hopefully he just doesn't have the Supreme Verdict. He has to react this turn. He's got to do something. And a pack rat is not... A pack rat's terrible. Because I just machine gun those down. But I mean, he still has 4 mana. What's 4 mana? So, okay, so I'm going to make him decide if he wants this guy to live or not. And we're going to kill the Mutavault. So he's going to make another pack rat. That's fine. I mean, I could kill this pack rat off in response before it actually hits. But I'm not too worried about a pack rat at this point with the amount of... I'm going to get a card out of Niv Magus, and I get rid of this Mutavault, which sets him back a turn. I think that's a decent trade. And we're going to untap everything anyway and just blow out his pack rats. So kind of a weird list with mainboarded pack rats and Nightveil Spectres. So this is more of a mid-range deck, actually. A Revoke Existence he was able to throw away. Yeah, we get to draw a card, which is awesome. It's Mystic. At least it gets it out of the way. Untap. And then we get a machine gun down the pack rats. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, I wonder if there even is Supreme Verdicts in this. Or is this just Esper mid-range? I'm just baffled. Make some pack rats? So in response, actually I can, kill off these pack rats. Which I do believe is going to be the right choice. Or do I just Xenagos over the top, hit him for... Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I just go Xenagos and Mystic, and then this becomes a 10-10, and then we can do 3 damage the next turn. So we're fine. All right, so the cards that definitely come in is all the Planeswalkers versus the control. And I'm going to bring in a Cyclonic Rift since I do know he is going Pack Rats. And these Mistcutter Hydras are golden as well. The cards that are very, very weak, there'd be 8 cards. I think Stormbreath Dragon is still fine. And Domri, Sylvan Carotid, Curious Follower actually seems a little bit weak here, and so does Varel, the whole clave, if he's just going to be mass removing stuff. And again, it's just I'm gonna go down on the amount of like Mercurial Chemist and Prophets, and 2 more cards I need to get rid of. What isn't the greatest against his deck? Maybe just go that higher curve. No, I think Stormbreaths are fine. Niv-Mizzet can always get me back in this game. Xenagos the Reveler seems awesome. Just 2 cards. Okay, I'm just going to go another Mercurial Chemist and another Prophet. And if I have 1 of each, that I'll be happy with that. We'll submit this. And very capable hand. We got a Courser of Kruphix, which we can cast. Stormbreath Dragon, Ralzeric. Wow, that actually changes things. I think that it does change our plan to go for a turn 2 Courser of Kruphix. Yeah, we'll definitely, instead of scrying, we'll Mystic. And that way, if he kills our Mystic, we can still Sylvan Carotid. And again, it forces him to use something on his turn 2. See if he just Pack Rats here. He does go for the Pack Rats. So he's all in on Pack Rats. So here what we can do is we can actually... Geez, I want to just kind of go over the top with Stormbreath Dragon and just Temple here and put out a Sylvan Carotid. But I definitely think the right play is just to shock myself. And Courser. Courser will make it so there's a Domri, so next turn I can actually fight a Pack Rat. And see if he does go all in on Pack Rats. It seems like he's going to do that. And so Ralzeric can actually kill 2 of them. And Domri can kill another one. So we can kill a rat per turn for quite a while. So there's good old Domri. It's just going to be a Zarek. Which, again, I will shock myself. Or can we go Domri and just fight? No, the Ralzeric's just more consistent. So it's just going to be shock myself again. Geez, one of Nykthos Shrine of Nyx actually seems pretty decent here because we can untap it with Ral. So that might be an inclusion I need to make. Well, do we have enough green to make it viable as a thing? Gonna go ahead and make another one. Because I'm definitely okay with that. Like I said, we can kill these rats off quite consistently. And I'm definitely okay with him. Yeah, so a merchant, that's something late game can actually be pretty devastating. And we get to keep our Corsair of Kruphix untapped to actually block the Pack Rat. And that way he can't both discard a card and Hero's Downfall, the Corsair of Kruphix, and attack in to kill Ralzeric. So I will be trading Ral for a Pack Rat token easily. So we are definitely in the driver's seat at the moment. Unreal Connections is not threatening whatsoever. He loses his Pack Rats. I will 100% fight it with the Domri. Stormbreath Dragon is nice. we'll definitely Domri here to grab. Ooh, yeah, Domri to grab the Stormbright Dragon and then just kill Ralzeric off to. Yeah, we're gonna kill Ralzeric off. Just take care of this pack rat. And then we'll Domri here. And then we'll +1 Domri for the Stormbreath Dragon. And that way we can now Temple. And we want that one on top. It seems like a really good card. And we'll attack it with a Mystic. No point not to. Get him down to 15. Blind Obedience is decent versus us. But I mean, if he's going to be drawing cards to try to find lands, he's in a very, very bad position. Because even 3 per turn is a decent little clock. 4 per turn if he's activating his Underworld connections. And we're guaranteed a card per turn with Domri because I have no I just have a Cyclonic Rift though, so yeah, but I mean what I mean is we get a forest. Okay, not guaranteed. Well, yeah, because we either have a land on that we can put into play off the top of our library, or we have one we can actually use with the Domri. So at this point, I guess I could have scried there. At this point, what we do is I believe just resolve Xenagos. And I'm still going to look at the top card. And again, we will go to the attack phase. Make this dude bigger. And he's down to a 9. So, I mean, just a miserable scenario for him with either do I need to Hero's Downfall the Domri and then then just die to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, then just die to a Xenagos the next turn. Yeah, he's dead here. So we can Mystery off the top here. This is the perfect one. Put this on top so we guarantee it's a creature. Go ahead and grab a Chemister. And I'm thinking that's the right play since the Stormbreath comes into play tapped anyway. We'll just Chemister here to give some padding for removing a Courser 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be 7 anyway. And this guy doesn't care if he comes into play tapped. Now he's got a Hero's Downfall, a Courser of Crewfix, and he still takes 8. I guess I should have done it the other way. Put on the Elvish Mystic. Because the Hero's Downfall is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. That was actually bad. Because I could have guaranteed at least 2 damage with the Mystic. I mean, he could have an Azorius Charm. Doomblade, okay, yep. So Xenagos falls down. I guess it was Stormbreath Dragon was the right play for the win there. Because he could have a Supreme Verdict next turn and he's in decent shape. But now Domri is 2 turns or 1 turn away after next turn. So 2 turns away from ulting. And again, he still has to find an answer for this Chemister, which does to creature or player, right? Target creature, no. Okay. So, but I mean, drawing 2 cards is huge. Yeah, I apologize for the misplay last turn. I counted incorrectly, thinking that Xenagos would still be active no matter what. But then that would have only been 7 damage, so it definitely still would have been put on the Mystic. Oh well, I think we saw this game no matter what. I don't see him. I mean, he's got to spend mana this turn. He's got to do something. And again, like I said, Xenagos is very, very real threat here, again with the Stormbreath Dragon. And I believe he's trying to figure out a way out of this, but there isn't one. So this is going to be game. Again, Supreme Verdict does wipe off three Devotion, but then a Caryatid and a Stormbreath Dragon make Xenagos active. I guess then he just takes 6. So he's okay. I mean, a Supreme Verdict gets him out of this. That was a nice little compliment. I always like when people actually compliment on interesting decks. I mean, his isn't the most net deck either. I mean, he's going for a strategy, kind of like a mono black splash stuff, I guess, because it definitely does want to go mono black, the Pack Rats and the Grey Merchants and Road Connections. But he's splashing for some of these cards that I guess mono black is weak against, like things come into play on with haste. But yeah, so anyway, I'm liking this deck. So far it's doing pretty well. Again, I have been a little more lucky, which is nice because yesterday I was tearing out my hair. Again, I've talked about this so many times in videos before that you have to roll with the bad luck streaks, or just the bad draw streaks. Like yesterday I was playing Rakdos discard, and the whole point of that deck is to completely obliterate your opponent's hand and put them into top deck mode. And then they have to top deck, and I'm not joking, 10 games in a row, the opponents hit their like 1 out of 30 card. Like against Esper, 2 games in a row, he had 1 Aetherling in his deck, and that was the one card that he could top deck into, and still had 36 cards left in his, and he's out of cards, completely decimated his hand, and he top decks the Aetherling and casts it. And anyway, so it's just, that was the type of day I was having, and today it seems like I'm having a little bit more luck. And that's all it is with Magic. So Domri dies, but Domri, and that was actually a pretty good one, other than he is still dead. To the Sylvan Caryatid and the, I mean, that actually just does it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Caryatid. We'll do it with Ral's Eric because Ral just seems like a funner card. And this makes... Oh, Xenagos still isn't active? I am a terrible player. Why was I thinking that Xenagos is active here? So... Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I really need to learn how to count. So I think the right play here is just to draw some insane amount of cards here. Because this gets up to 4. And then I can... get in there for the 5. Bulkhead, turns all I had to do is cast a Stormbreath Dragon, but I need to learn how to count. Anyway, we are definitely looking pretty with the Ral Zarek. And all I had to do there is 3 damage. Oh, joy. I really need my morning coffee. As now I'm just toying with him, I guess, because I could have done 3 damage there with the Merkle, or with the Ral Zarek. And that's not going to do anything. So we'll just untap here. And do the Ral Zarek to the face. Alrighty, so not bad. We'll quit misplaying here. The Kevin with Gathering Magic and Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.